The moment you react emotionally, you pay them. That's the part most people miss about disrespect. Someone insults you. Someone mocks you. Someone sends that passive-aggressive text. Someone talks down to you in front of others. And before you even realize it, your face changes. Your voice tightens. Your mind starts racing. Your ego jumps up like it has been called into battle. That reaction is what they came for. Not the truth. Not understanding. Not resolution. They wanted proof that they could still reach you. And the moment they reach your emotions, they own a piece of your peace. We usually think disrespect is the attack. But often, disrespect is only the bait. The real target is your reaction. Today, we're not talking about just staying calm like some empty motivational phrase. We're going deeper. We're going to look at why silence becomes a weapon when someone tries to disrespect you. Why indifference creates psychological pressure. Why explaining yourself too much can become a form of submission. And why the most powerful thing you can do in certain moments is not to win the argument, but to stop paying emotional currency to someone who never deserved it. And near the end, we'll break down one small Stoic habit, just 5 seconds, that can change the way people experience your presence. Because sometimes the strongest response is not a response. Sometimes the strongest response is showing them they no longer have access to your nervous system. Why disrespect drains you. Most people are not exhausted because they are weak. They are exhausted because too many people have access to their emotions. A coworker makes one sarcastic comment, and it follows them home. A family member says one disrespectful thing, and it ruins the whole evening. A stranger online writes one sentence, and suddenly their mind is arguing with someone they will never meet. That is the quiet cost of emotional access. Modern life has trained people to be reachable everywhere. Through phones. Through comments. Through messages. Through opinions. Through expectations. But the most dangerous access is not physical. It is emotional. When anyone can change your mood, interrupt your peace, and pull you into reaction, your mind is no longer fully yours. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." That sounds simple. But real life makes it difficult. Because outside events are loud. Disrespect is loud. Criticism is loud. Humiliation is loud. The ego is loud. And in that noise, people forget the most important Stoic truth. You cannot always control what someone says. But you can control whether their words become your prison. That is where the Stoic Law of Indifference begins. Not fake indifference. Not pretending you don't care while secretly burning inside. Real indifference. The kind where someone tries to pull you into emotional chaos. And there is nothing inside you willing to follow them there. Part 1, The Trap of Explanation. One of the most painful traps in modern life is believing you can explain yourself into respect. Many people have lived this. Someone misunderstands you. So you explain. They twist your words. So you explain harder. They disrespect your boundary. So you explain why the boundary is reasonable. And before long, you are not having a conversation anymore. You are on trial. Defending your intentions. Defending your tone. Defending your choices. Defending why you deserve basic respect. But here is the uncomfortable truth. Some people do not ask questions because they want clarity. They ask questions because they want control. They want to see how much emotional energy they can make you spend. Machiavelli understood something dark about human behavior. People often reveal their power by making others defend themselves. And you can see this everywhere today. In workplaces, in relationships, in family arguments, online. Someone disrespects you, then acts like you are the problem when you react. They throw the stone. Then study the sound it makes when it hits you. That is why over-explaining can become emotional submission. Not because explanation is always wrong, but because explaining yourself to someone committed to misunderstanding you only teaches them that your peace can be negotiated. Picture this. You're in a meeting. You make one small mistake. Someone says, with a little smile, "Well, that was smart." The room goes quiet. Your body reacts before your mind does. You want to defend yourself. You want to prove you're not careless. You want to make sure nobody thinks less of you. So you start explaining. And the more you explain, the more emotional you look. The person who provoked you says almost nothing. And suddenly, they appear calm while you appear unstable. That is the game. Not always obvious, but very real. The Stoic response is not to freeze. It is to recognize the transaction before you pay. Ask yourself, does this deserve my energy? Is this person seeking truth, or just a reaction? Will my explanation create respect, or only feed their control? Sometimes the most powerful sentence is short. I understand. That's noted. I'll handle it. Or nothing at all. Not because you are weak. Because you are no longer performing for people who profit from your reaction. Part 2: External silence versus internal silence. Now this is where many people misunderstand silence. They think silence means not speaking. But that is only external silence. External silence is what other people see. Internal silence is what you give yourself. And this matters because many people stay silent on the outside, while suffering loudly on the inside. They don't reply. But they replay the insult all night. They don't argue. But in their mind, the argument continues for hours. They look calm. But internally, they are building speeches, comebacks, explanations, revenge fantasies. That is not peace. That is hidden captivity. You may have experienced this. Someone says something disrespectful in the afternoon. You act mature. You walk away. But later, while driving home, your mind brings it back. Then again in the shower. Then again before sleep. Now the person is not even present anymore. But they are still living rent-free inside your head. This is why external silence is not enough. The deeper Stoic practice is internal silence. When you stop arguing with them inside your mind, you are not just being silent toward them. You are giving freedom back to yourself. External silence is for the world. Internal silence is for your soul. And this is where Stoicism becomes practical. Epictetus taught that we are not disturbed by events themselves, but by the judgments we attach to them. That means the insult is one thing. But the story you build around the insult is another. He disrespected me because I'm weak. She said that because I'm not enough. They laughed because I have no value. That story becomes the real wound. The Stoic does not deny pain. He investigates it. He asks, what exactly happened? What did they say? What part of this is under my control? What part of this is only my ego demanding revenge? That is how internal silence begins. Not by pretending you don't feel anything, but by refusing to let emotion become your master. Part 3: The Power Vacuum. Here is where silence becomes psychologically powerful. When someone disrespects you, they often expect a predictable pattern. They expect anger. They expect defense. They expect you to explain. They expect your nervous system to hand them proof that they affected you. But when you do not react the way they expected, a strange thing happens. The pressure moves back to them. Silence creates a power vacuum. And people who depend on provoking reactions often become uncomfortable inside that vacuum. You've probably seen this before. Someone makes a rude comment. You stay calm. They repeat it. You still don't give them emotion. Then they start talking more, explaining more, pushing harder, trying to prove the insult mattered. Why? Because your lack of reaction has taken away their reward. This is why calm people can feel intimidating without saying much. Not because they are trying to dominate, but because they are not easy to read. They are not easy to rent emotionally. And in a world where everyone is constantly reacting, a person who does not react becomes unusual, almost dangerous. Think about online arguments. The algorithm wants reaction. The angry comment wants reaction. The public insult wants reaction. Because reaction creates movement. But indifference kills the performance. No emotional fuel. No public breakdown. No dramatic exchange. Just stillness. And stillness makes foolishness stand alone. This is what turning the mirror really means. When you refuse to match someone's chaos, they are left standing beside their own behavior. No cover. No shared madness. No emotional smoke. Just them, and what they chose to reveal. That is why silence can be more exposing than any comeback. Part 4: The 5-second pause. Now let's make this practical. Because theory means nothing if you cannot use it when your chest gets hot and your ego wants to fight. The modern Stoic's strongest weapon against disrespect is the 5-second pause. Not complicated. Not dramatic. 5 seconds. But if you practice it, it can change the direction of your life. Here is how it works. Someone disrespects you. Before you speak, pause. 1 second. To notice the anger. 2 seconds. To feel the ego rising. 3 seconds. To breathe before the reaction owns you. 4 seconds. To see the situation clearly. 5 seconds. To choose whether this deserves a response at all. That 5th second is where freedom lives. Because most people do not choose their reactions. They obey them. Anger speaks first. Ego speaks first. Insecurity speaks first. Then later, wisdom arrives and has to clean up the damage. The 5-second pause gives wisdom a chance to arrive on time. Imagine someone sends a message. You always act like you're better than everyone. The old version of you replies instantly. A paragraph. A defense. Maybe even an attack. But the Stoic version pauses. 5 seconds. Then maybe you realize. This person is not asking for truth. They are asking for access. So instead of giving them your whole nervous system, you give them nothing emotional. Maybe you say, "I'm not discussing this while it's disrespectful." Or, "You can speak to me with respect, or we can continue later." Or maybe you do not reply at all. That is not avoidance. That is emotional leadership. Because every time you pause before reacting, you teach your nervous system a new law. I do not have to answer chaos immediately. Part 5. The Untouchable Mindset. The untouchable mindset is not about becoming cold. Coldness is often just pain wearing armor. The Stoic path is different. It is warmth with boundaries. Presence without emotional slavery. You can still care. You can still love. You can still be kind. But you no longer let every insult become an emergency. That is the difference. A mature person does not confuse peace with weakness. He understands that peace must be protected. Especially in a world where people constantly test boundaries. Some people disrespect you because they are insecure. Some disrespect you because they want attention. Some disrespect you because they know disrespect used to work on you. And this is the hardest part to accept. Some people only know how to feel powerful when they can make someone else feel small. When you react, you enter their game. When you remain internally still, you end the game. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." In modern life, that means: do not let rude people make you rude. Do not let chaotic people make you chaotic. Do not let emotionally immature people turn you into someone you do not respect. Because once they change your character, they did more than insult you. They recruited you. The Stoic Law of Indifference protects you from that. It says, I can see your disrespect without becoming infected by it. I can notice your chaos without carrying it. I can hear your insult without turning it into my identity. That is not weakness. That is mastery. So let's bring this together. Disrespect often feels powerful because it demands emotional payment. But you do not have to pay. We talked about the trap of explanation, how defending yourself to the wrong people can become emotional submission. We talked about external silence and internal silence, because not replying means nothing if you keep arguing inside your mind. We talked about the power vacuum, how your silence often forces people to reveal themselves. We talked about the 5-second pause, the modern Stoic weapon that gives wisdom time to arrive before ego destroys the room. And we talked about the untouchable mindset, not coldness, not arrogance, but the ability to protect your peace without losing your humanity. This is the real law. You do not become powerful by reacting harder. You become powerful by becoming harder to move. If disrespect has been draining you lately, maybe the problem is not that you care too much. Maybe the problem is that too many people have been allowed to reach too deeply into your mind. Their comments, their tone, their judgment, their passive aggression, their need to provoke you. But you can take that access back. Not by becoming bitter. Not by becoming cruel. Not by proving yourself louder. But by becoming silent in the places where your old self used to bleed energy. The next time someone disrespects you, remember this. Your reaction is payment. Your silence is refusal. Your pause is power. And your peace is not public property. So let me ask you honestly. What kind of disrespect is hardest for you to stay indifferent to? Workplace disrespect? Family disrespect? Relationship disrespect? Online criticism? Drop it in the comments. Not to complain, but to name the battlefield where your discipline is being trained. And if this message reached something you've been quietly dealing with, subscribe to Stoic Craft. Because in a world addicted to reaction, learning how to stay inwardly free may become one of the strongest skills you ever build.